today, you saw the video, the new axis of evil, as they're calling it, met in Beijing. So Xi Jinping put on a really big military parade to greet his partners in crime, Vladimir Putin and Kim Jong-un. Now, the CCP was showing off some new weaponry, some laser weapons, nuclear ballistic missiles, robotic wolves. The day ended apparently with a musical gala, because what dictator doesn't love song, dance, and poetry? Meanwhile, President Trump is not in the partying mood and posted a message for the three amigos, sending his warmest regards as they conspire against the United States.
They were hoping I was watching, and I was watching. My relationship with all of them is very good. We're going to find out how good it is over the next week or two. We helped China very much, as you know, when they talk about freedom. And I don't believe that, and maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't believe that America, that the United States was acknowledged for helping China to gain its freedom. But perhaps that was just a sleight of hand.
And if he seems ticked off at Xi, it appears he's even more upset with Putin.
I have no message to President Putin. He knows where I stand, and he'll make a decision one way or the other. Whatever his decision is, we'll either be happy about it or unhappy. And if we're unhappy about it, you'll see things happen.
Here to react to all of this, Victoria Coates, Heritage Foundation's National Security and Foreign Policy Advisor. She was also Deputy National Security Advisor in Trump 1. Victoria, look, it's obviously what's going on here. China is feeling the Trump tariffs and feeling it really hard. We see slowdowns, manufacturing slowdowns. Russia is feeling the pinch from this ongoing war. They're trying to band together to box out the United States now under Donald Trump. Could this work?
Well, Laura, good to be with you. I was doing some math earlier, which isn't the easiest thing for me, but I was trying to total up the GDPs that were represented in Beijing today, which was Kazakhstan, it was Russia, it was Belarus, it was North Korea, it was China, and they came in, if I gave them the benefit of the doubt, at about 22 trillion, 19 of which is China. And then I was thinking about the net worth that was represented in the Oval Office a couple of weeks ago with the president between the EU, the UK, and the United States. And that's north of 50 trillion. So I think those are the numbers that count, that you have a massive dominance in the economic sphere by the United States. As you said, both China and Russia are hurting. I think that is the leverage the president has kept over these past weeks, and that's what he's going to deploy if he has to. If Putin won't see reason, come to the table and make a reasonable deal to end the killing in Ukraine.
People are talking about the hot mic comment that was caught. They caught a few remarks from Putin about living forever. Watch.
In the past, people rarely lived longer than 70 years. But today, they say that at 70, you are still a child.
Human organs can be continuously transplanted. The longer you live, the younger you become, and can even achieve immortality.
Well, first of all, Putin headed up the KGB. So anyone who thinks that that was a hot mic, I mean, I shouldn't have described it that way. He knew exactly what he was saying, and he knew it was going to be picked up on microphone. For anyone who doesn't understand how the KGB operated for decades and decades and still does, they didn't get that. But what did you make of that? That was sending a message to everyone out there, was it not?
That was pretty incredible. And I think, not surprisingly, both Putin and Xi recently turned 70, so suddenly they're fixated on their mortality. And you literally have them conspiring to be dictators, not just for life, but for all eternity. And this is pretty ghoulish, Laura, to have somebody who purports to be a Orthodox Christian like Putin saying he's going to harvest organs to fool God and live forever. It's just, it gives you a little window into their world, to the way they see power and the way they treat both the Chinese people and the Russian people, literally as something to be farmed for their own immortality.
Well, China's long suspected to be harvesting organs from prisoners. And what I think this brings up is, why be in any rush to do any deal with China? We know what China wants to do. Let them cool their jets. They want to play this game. We should play it on our side. I wouldn't do any deal with China. Figure out our own rare earths and our own magnets and let China, just cool it. Victoria, thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.